welcome back to Literally What. Happy weekend. I hope everyone had an amazing week. And if you didn't, it's okay because we have an amazing show for you today. So much fun stuff to get into. We're doing a full Golden Globes recap. So many stories to get into there. We also have some more stories, of course, because so much happened. And we also have our segment at the end of the episode, which you do not want to miss because there are some crazy submissions that we're going to get into. So thank you to everyone who wrote in. And if you want to write in basically any crazy thing that's happened to you or that you've heard about or just really anything, the link is in my Instagram bio. There's an anonymous Google form. You can also just shoot me an email, a DM. There's also a link in the show notes on Spotify, YouTube, plenty of ways to access it and send something in if you want it to be read on the podcast, which why wouldn't you? I am just so antsy to get into all of this good stuff. So without any further ado, let's get into some hot gossip, hot take stories, and advice that will have you saying literally what? Okay, I am on week 2, you guys, of no alcohol, no eating out, no eating meat except for fish, and it's still going really, really smooth, and it's been kind of easy. It has been easier as the days and weeks, as it's only been 2 weeks, have gone by, and I really think I can stick with this for a hot minute. So we're going to see how long I can continue with this. Now it's just kind of fun to see how many new recipes I can come up with, and I don't know, it's just been fun. I've been keeping myself busy with reading and podcast, all of that fun stuff. So it's been a pretty good 2024 so far, personally, health-wise for me. And hopefully all of your resolutions are going great as well. And if not, if you've already missed a day on one of your resolutions, no one's going to know, no one's going to care. It's not going to affect you in the rest of your life. So just either tomorrow wake up and decide to start back up again, or just throw it out the window. It's not the end of the world. There's bigger things going on, and do not let it tear you down and stress you out, because 2024 is going to be an amazing year, and it's already been an amazing year. So that is my one piece of advice and motivational speeches for you guys, and then I will stop with that. So anyways, I started volleyball. I think it was last week or the week before. And I just have to say, something about a teenage, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old girl coming up to you and saying that you're pretty means more than my mom doing it or my husband doing it, because they have to kind of tell me, they have to kind of say you look good. But I had this girl come up to me, never seen her before, and she just randomly goes up and was like, "You are so pretty." And that probably made my 2024. Because they don't have to say it. They've never seen me before. She probably won't see me again because it was just a random practice I was helping out with. And the fact that she said it, and girls that age are they can be, very honest and truthful. And so her saying that made my whole entire 2024. And I put it in my little 2024 memory box. And if I haven't told you guys about this, I really encourage you to do it. You basically just get a box, a bowl, I don't even know, something that can hold little sheets of paper. And anytime in 2024, something really sweet or cute happens, or a memory you don't want to forget, write it down, put it in the box. And then at the end of 2024, you open it, and then you have all these memories that you totally forgot about. And I've been doing that, and I put that in as one of them just because it's a good confidence boost. It's kind of like when your mom posts on Facebook and then everyone else is commenting "Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous, blah, blah, blah." But when a younger girl comes up and says that, something about it. So that was a big confidence booster for me. And I just had to say it because I don't know why it even popped into my head. So many random things will pop into my head, and then I'll have to write them down in my notes app, or else the thought will be long forgotten and I'll never think of it again. And I had a thought this week, and I have to share it with you guys because I need to know if I'm the only one in this. So I want everyone to close your eyes and picture you're in a car. You can be driving the car, you can be in the backseat, you can be a passenger princess, you can be driving your girlfriend around. Just picture yourself in a car, and you are driving down the road, and you look around, and what do you see? Yeah, you see trees, buildings, but what else is on the road with you? Cars and trucks, right? And what color are these cars and trucks normally? You're right. Correct. Good answer. They're brown. They're a weird red color. They're a gray. They're like silver. They're just like ugly colors, right? And say you're still driving down this road and your girlfriend or your sister or someone sees a really gorgeous colored car that's like pink or that like gray, blue, green, turquoisey color that I know all of you guys know what I'm talking about because it's like the best looking colored car. Do you just ignore that car? No, you don't ignore it. You probably think to yourself, I wish I had that car, or I wish my car was that color. Or you tell your boyfriend, hey, I really want that color car whenever we become super rich. So just picture that scenario in your head, okay? Now I want you, with your eyes still closed, now we're getting into a different scenario. You're in the car with who? I don't know. It could be Justin Bieber. It could be, I don't know, Kim K. You know, you're just in the car and you're driving down the road. But this time you're looking out your window and you see a pink car. You see a lavender colored car. You see like a pastel sage green, like all these gorgeous colored cars. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, I know. Now say a car comes up in the mix of all of these colored cars and it's that ugly brown color. Yeah. You're probably thinking, I'm glad I don't have that colored car. So now that that scenario has been in your head, I have to ask the question, why are the roads not filled up with gorgeous colored cars? Why have we not tapped into this market? When the iPhones came out and there were pink iPhones and purple iPhones and red and blue, everyone was obsessed. Everyone wanted them. I still want the pink iPhone if my husband's listening to this. And I just don't understand why we don't have gorgeous colored cars out on the road, because that would make the roads so much more fun and amazing. And I know you can wrap your car, but I'm not talking about wrapping a car. I want to walk into a dealership and I want to see all these gorgeous colored pink and purple and, you know, all those cars. And obviously we can still have the black and white cars because I know guys probably don't want to drive a pink car, but why is this not a thing? Why is it not happening? Because I know all of you, when you see a really cute colored car that's different looking, you say in your head, I wish my car was that color. I know you do, especially that one shade of like a turquoisey blue gray. It's so gorgeous. Everyone wants it. So why are cars not being made in these really pretty colors? Why is this not a thing? And how can we make this happen? Because I want a pink car and I don't want to have to wrap my car. So that was just a thought that popped into my head as I was driving down the road. And now every time I'm driving, I look around and all of the cars are such ugly colors. And I've never thought about it before. So if you are like a car color maker or someone high up in the car industry and you're listening to this, I think you should do this and make cars different colors. And you are welcome. And I'm here to help out if you want to reach out, because I just have great ideas and you're welcome for that idea. And that is all I had to say about it, because why is this not a thing? Anyway, my last thought before we get into all of the fun stuff that I know you're here for is I watched 2 new shows on Netflix that I need you guys to go watch, because I never, ever, ever will watch a new show. We'll never start a new show. Just never going to happen. I stick with the same 30-minute sitcoms, and that is all my life will ever consist of. I will never watch a new show. However, I was on Netflix, and there were 2 shows that kind of piqued my interest. Granted, I did see a clip of it on TikTok first, as it always happens. And the first one is called Fool Me Once. You may have heard of it, and you need to watch it. It's an 8-episode series. It's like a thriller mystery, and it is amazing. Amazing. And I am not the best when it comes to recommendations with things, but when it comes to a TV show, if it's a TV show that I will voluntarily watch and I come out at the end of the series saying it's really good, I promise you're going to love it, because I'm so picky when it comes to things to watch. Basically, the premise, there's this woman, she was in the army and got kicked out, and her sister died and was murdered in like a home robbery, and then her husband ended up getting shot by a biker gang. And then in the first episode, she's looking on her nanny cam and she sees her husband walk into the room where her child is and then get up and leave and walk away. So now it's the whole, is he alive? Like, what is he doing? Blah, blah, blah. And his family's really rich. So there's all this like corruption with, anyway, I don't want to get into all of it, but the ending is insane. There's a lot of like books I'll read or shows, and you can kind of predict the ending or the twist at the end or who did it. But this one will have you guessing every single person. But at the end, it's literally what you never, ever even crossed your mind or thought was the puzzle piece. So definitely go watch that. It's 8 episodes. So amazing. So good. And you are welcome. And the next one's not as, exciting to watch, but it's called You Are What You Eat. 4 episodes. And basically it's a twin study. So one twin eats just vegan, like goes full vegan, and the other one eats like meat, so is an omnivore. And then they look at the end of 2 months to see what changed with their bodies. And it was just really, really interesting. And I learned a lot about just food in general, especially that cheese is really bad for you because there's a protein called, I think, casein or something, and it makes you feel high. It gives you that like dopamine hit, and it's actually really bad for you. So I would watch it. I'm still gonna eat cheese, but it was a really cool study to watch and really interesting. So those are 2 shows you should watch from yours truly, and they were actually really good. I would give them probably 5 stars both because they were really good. And it takes a lot for me to watch a new show. And that's enough small talk because I have so much to say and get into with our stories of the week. It's always hard figuring out all the stories I want to talk about because I know some people are interested in certain stories and some just don't even care. So I have kind of like a mix of different things this week or today, but the first one we're going to get into is the Golden Globes recap. Also, for those who don't know, I put in the show notes of like Spotify and YouTube the timestamps of the stories I'm talking about. So if something doesn't interest you and you want to see what I'm talking about that week, the stories in particular, you can look at the topics and then kind of skip to what you want to listen to if you're interested, so that you don't have to just sit here and listen to me talk about something that you literally do not care about at all. So there you go. And if you're skipping, bye. Thanks a lot. Okay, so let's just get into these Golden Globes recaps because there's a lot to say and a lot to talk about. So I could not tell you the last time I watched an award show, let alone live. And for some reason, I saw that the Golden Globes were on Sunday night, and I did a free trial for YouTube TV, and I ended up watching it. I got on probably 5 minutes after it started. And let me just say, something about watching that live and then seeing everything come out and all the headlines was so cool. It's kind of like when Will Smith did the whole like Oscar thing. Like that would have been crazy to see live. There's something about watching something live, but I didn't end up watching that live. And so this is the first award show I've watched in forever. So everything I say, if you have questions about anything, like I'm the only true source you can listen to because I watched it live, you guys, so you have to listen to me. I know what really happened, but I'm trying to condense all of the major headlines and questions of what really went down together. But we're first going to start out with the host of the Golden Globes because boy, did he make an impression, and not a good one at all. So when I first tuned in to the Golden Globes, he was already halfway through his monologue. He did his opening monologue. I had no idea who he was. I didn't know he was the presenter until time went on and I realized he was hosting. So he bombed it. He sucked. Like, he was awful. And, it sucks when you're in a room full of that. First of all, the room was so star-studded. There were so many gorgeous, amazing, beautiful people there. I can't even name everyone, but it was like J-Lo, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lawrence, who I'm obsessed with. I'll talk about her later. Billie Eilish, what the heck was she wearing? I'm sorry. That was the ugliest outfit I've ever seen in my whole entire life, to be completely honest with you. I'm trying to think. There were so many people. Robert Downey Jr., Margot Robbie, Jennifer Aniston, Pedro Pascal, like so many people. So the thought of going up there and presenting this monologue and hosting the Oscars, I get, is totally terrifying and scary. And I just think that he could have handled it in a better way. Basically, he got up there and he was saying all these jokes. Some were written for him, some were not. And they were just not going very well. And you could tell that there was a laugh track because every time they panned to the audience after he said a joke, no one was laughing. Everyone was straight faced. So there was definitely a laughing track. But some of the jokes that made headlines and that really irritated a lot of people was the first one about Oppenheimer and Barbie. Now, if you've seen, the whole Barbenheimer, they both came out on the same day, and Oppenheimer is, more of a historical movie, and Barbie is obviously Barbie and more about just being a woman. And I don't even know, I don't want to summarize all this for you because that's so boring, but he could have made so many jokes about both these movies and how they were different movies, obviously. And so the joke he made basically was that Oppenheimer was like about a 271 page historical document or something along those lines, and Barbie was about a plastic doll with big boobs. And it just wasn't even funny. It's like the most low-hanging joke you can make about those two movies. And it would pan to the cast of Barbie. Ryan Gosling was giving him a death eye, not laughing at all. No one was really laughing. It was just like, that's the joke you make? Seriously? Like, did you not even watch the movie? And then Joe Coy, the host, would try to kind of dig himself out of his hole, a-hole. I'm not okay. And say, well, I wrote some of these and those are the ones that you're really laughing at. But, the writers wrote, the other ones, and that's what blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're going to throw the writers under the bus. I guarantee you are never going to get a gig like this again, because if you think about it, hosting like an award show as a stand-up comedian, it's probably a really easy gig because they do write most of it for you and you just have to read it off of a script. So the fact that he bombed so bad is just so embarrassing for him. And it's just like, you need to get it together. And just the fact that he threw the writers under the bus like that, it was just awful. So he kept trying to say things like that, like, oh, it's so hard, reading these jokes off when blah, 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 blah. And it was so embarrassing. And then the other joke he made obviously was about Taylor Swift and how the only difference between the NFL and Golden Globes was that they don't show Taylor Swift as much. And then they panned to Taylor Swift. And I saw some debate about how Taylor Swift wasn't actually mad. Like, come on, she was definitely pissed. Like, let's not be... she was pissed. I don't think it was necessarily like a super mean joke. I think it was, again, a very basic, like, easiest joke to make that was like so overdone and like wasn't even funny. So it was just things like that where it's like there were so many better jokes you could have made, and the jokes you made were so basic and just so dumb and stupid and had nothing behind them. It was awful. So it was just awkward. And the whole award show in general was awkward. Our award show's just awkward all the time, because whenever they would have someone come out to present the award, it was normally like a group of 2 or 3 people. And there was obviously a little like script skit on the screen that they would read off in between. And it was always so awkward. And it's like, did you practice it all? Like, it was just so awkward. And then when they would call the winner to go up to the stage, they would not know where to go, and then the camera was just like trying to like figure out where to record, and then the person was like walking all around and didn't know where to go, and it was awkward. It was an awkward award show to watch. So yeah, that was interesting. But Joe Coy, obviously, after the Golden Globes, was interviewed a lot about, what he thought and blah, 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 blah. And so basically, comedian Joe Coy fails to resurrect the Golden Globes in his widely criticized hosting performance. And again, I mean, it's a hard job. I can't imagine standing up in front of all of those people, but it was awkward. So the Golden Globes have long struggled to measure up to the acclaim of competing awards ceremonies. It's often referred to as the drunk Oscars, and it has a reputation of chaos that it continually fails to outlive. And I mean, that's so true. It is very much, it was cool though seeing all of the celebrities just in a room together, just acting normal. Like, they are normal people, just famous and make a lot of money. And it was just fun to watch and see them all interact with each other. So basically when he would say a joke to the audience and they obviously were not laughing, there was clearly a laugh track, he would say, some jokes I wrote, some other people wrote. The stand-up comedian joked as his lines fell flat. Yes, I got the gig 10 days ago. You want a perfect monologue? Yo, shut up. You're kidding me, right? Slow down. I wrote some of these and they are the ones you are laughing at. Like, just keep going. He should have just not said anything at all and just read what was up on the screen for him. And I mean, that's all you can do. But whatever. Yeah, that's really all he was saying about it. And he was saying, I've had hosting gigs before, but nothing to this level. And everyone was just basically giving him a lot of backlash and hating on him. He was saying, it's a tough room. It was a hard job. I'm not going to lie. I'd be lying if I said it doesn't hurt. I hit a moment there where I was like, hosting is just a tough gig. Yes, I'm a stand-up comic, but that hosting position, it's a different style. I kind of went in and did the writer's thing. We had 10 days to write this monologue. It was a crash course. I feel bad, but I gotta say, I still say I loved what I did. He also issued an apology to Taylor Swift, who gave a minimal yet icy response after Coy directed a joke at her. Again, I mean, the joke, it sounded like it was mean or hurtful. It was just like, seriously, like, this is so overdone. And that was that. He was not great and honestly awful, but what can you do? It's over. And that's Joe Coy. The next thing that happened that I'm sure you've seen, and that I am the only one who knows what really happened because I watched it live. I'm just kidding. But no, this is actually what happened. So if you want to know what really happened, just continue listening. So at one of the commercial breaks, they would have different cameras panning to the celebrities of what, getting up and talking to each other. And at one point, Selena Gomez went up and walked over to Taylor Swift's table, and Taylor brought, I think, Kaylee Teller, who's Miles Teller's wife, as her plus one. And so Selena Gomez went over there and tapped Taylor on the shoulder, and they basically were gossiping, as us girls love to do. Gossiping is fun. Don't lie, it's fun. And everyone was trying to find different angles of their conversation, because in the video, Selena Gomez is saying something to Taylor. Taylor's like, oh my gosh, she's like, what? Like, mouth wide. Oh my goodness, can't believe it. And then Kaylee Teller joins in the conversation later, and Taylor Swift covers her mouth for most of it, which obviously she's so smart because there's cameras on her all the time. And Selena Gomez was pretty much blocked by another head as well. But Kaylee Teller did not cover her mouth. And this is what happened. Everyone is speculating that Selena Gomez went over to Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner, who were at the award show as well, and asked to get a picture with Timothy, and Kylie said no. So when you see the video of all the girls gossiping, it looks like Selena's telling them how I went up to ask for a picture and they said no. And you can see Selena go no in the video. And everyone was saying, no, they weren't talking about Selena or Timothy and Kylie, blah, blah, blah. But okay, listen to this. We get a camera angle showing Kaylee Teller, and homegirl is not covering her mouth, and she clear as day says, with Timothy? Like, she literally says that, with Timothy. So the fact that people are saying that they are not talking about Timothy and Kylie, of course they're talking about that. So a few days after the Golden Globes and these videos are surfacing, Selena Gomez went on Instagram and social media to try and clear up the situation and the rumors. No, Selena, stop it. Get off. Do not say anything. And she did. And so she went on Instagram and said, no, I was telling Taylor about two of my friends who hooked up. First of all, that's an awful lie. Second of all, you're at the Golden Globes where there's cameras everywhere, everyone is watching you, and you're going to take time to walk up to Taylor and tell her something about two of your friends hooking up when you could have told her this at any other time, but you had to tell her at the Golden Globes. Let's put our thinking caps on and let's be realistic and logical. It's the Golden Globes. They probably aren't texting one another because they don't want anyone seeing their phones. So what Selena's going up to tell them is probably something that happened at that event that she had to tell her and couldn't text her. And nail in the coffin is Kaylee Teller literally spelling out clear as day, with Timothy? So the fact that Selena's going to get on social media and lie about it, and people say that they weren't talking about Timothy, are just stupid, and you're dumb, and let's be logical around here, okay? So that's what happened. Will we ever know what really did happen? No, we will never know, but that is the most logical thing, and Timothy was mentioned. So unless Selena has another friend named Timothy that hooked up with one of her friends and she had to just get up and tell Taylor in the middle of the Golden Globes, whatever. So after she put out that comment, she posted on her Instagram as well, as she always does. I'm taking a break from social media, and 20 hours later, she was back on social media. And I wonder if when she says she's getting off social media, if her herself is getting off and then her PR, publicist, or whoever posts for her, or if she just says that to get a rise or attention and then still posts after that when people don't care. I don't know. Her social media presence is very odd to me. But for those who are wondering, they definitely were talking about Timothy and something along those lines, because it's stupid to think otherwise than that. I digress. And then I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the winners at the Golden Globes. Oh, I also realized, so there were 2 people who were nominated for awards at the Golden Globes, and I thought in my head they look exactly like other actors and actresses, and then I looked them up and went, they're all related. So Elizabeth Olsen, she apparently is related to the Olsen twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley, and I think they have like 5 or 6 siblings, and I had no idea about that. And then Kevin from Home Alone, his brother is an actor, I guess, as well. His name's Kieran, and he, I think, won an award for something. And I was like, he looks exactly like Kevin from Home Alone. And I looked it up, and they were related, which I thought was really, really funny. So that was really fun. Jennifer Lawrence was nominated, and let me just say I'm obsessed with her. She is, if I could hang out with one celebrity or be one celebrity or have a celebrity play me, it would be Jennifer Lawrence. She is just so relatable, so real, so funny. When she was nominated, they panned to her and she basically mouthed like, if I don't win, I'm leaving. And then on the red carpet, they were doing an interview and she was like, yeah, I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to win. If I don't win, I'm leaving. I'm obsessed with her, and she's gorgeous, and her hair looked so freaking good. If you guys saw her hair, obsessed. Okay. Some of the winners. Best film drama, obviously Oppenheimer won. Best film, musical or comedy, Poor Things. So Poor Things is a movie, and it stars Emma Stone. I had never heard of it. I've never seen it, but it did win a good bit of awards, and so I want to watch it and see what it's about, because it won a lot. Best TV series drama was Succession, which again I've never seen. And then best TV series musical or comedy was The Bear, and that has Jeremy Allen White, I think, who he is killing it. I feel like him and Jacob Elordi are going to continue to be like the actors of our generation, because Jacob Elordi has been in a lot, and he's also apparently starring in a new Frankenstein film, which is coming out or has just been being talked about. And then Jeremy Allen White, obviously he's the new face of Calvin Klein. He was in Shameless, and now he's in The Bear, and The Bear won a lot of awards as well. I think it's about a restaurant business, and he's a chef, so I do want to watch that. The cinematic and box office achievement, Barbie did win that. That was the one that Taylor Swift's movie was nominated for. But I'm glad Barbie won, because they deserved it. And I think this was the first year that they did this cinematic box office achievement. And I believe they put this in there just so they could have Barbie win something. Barbie didn't really win anything other than that, except for best song, which was What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. They won the best original song in a film. I kind of wanted I'm Just Ken to win. That was nominated as well. But Barbie had 3 songs from the movie nominated, and so Billie Eilish and Phineas went up to accept the award, and I'm sorry, like, what was she wearing? That is the ugliest outfit I've ever seen in my whole entire life. So ugly, so ugly. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Best male actor in a film was Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer, and what else? Oh, best female actor in a film was Emma Stone from Poor Things. Again, they did win a lot. Best female actor was the main character girl from The Bear. The best stand-up comedian was Ricky Gervais. And then best male actor in a TV series was Jeremy Allen White, who was in The Bear as well. So both main characters from The Bear won the best actors in a TV series. And I think that's all I'll talk about, because you can look it up if you really want to know everything else. But it was fun seeing everyone And although it was awkward, it was star-studded, and it was fun seeing everything in real time. And like I said, they were definitely talking about Kylie and Timothy, or something that happened that night, because why would they be talking about anything else in the middle of the Golden Globes? So there you go. Golden Globes recap. I think the next award show is, I want to say the Oscars, but I know it's not. There's some award show February 4th, and I will be watching that live as well, because it's fun watching things live in case something crazy happens, because it is live. Oh, Will Ferrell and I forget her name, but they did a really funny like in between skit, and they should have definitely hosted. Honestly, anyone besides Joe Coy should have hosted, but they were really funny, and they were the only couple grouping who announced something that actually made me laugh. Otherwise, I didn't laugh the whole night, except for Jennifer Lawrence, because she's just amazing and love her to death. Okay, now let's get into some more stories. We have 4 more stories to talk about, and they're not as exciting as the Golden Globes gossip, but they are pretty exciting. So our first story, Young Sheldon spinoff in the works at CBS, focusing on new parents Georgie and Mandy. I started watching Young Sheldon a few months ago. It is now my new comfort show. I have rewatched it probably 3 or 4 times, and as you know, it's their last season, but they apparently are coming out with a spin-off, which is so amazing. I'm obsessed. Young Sheldon may be ending its run, but that's not the end of the line for the Big Bang Theory universe. CBS is nearing a deal with Warner Bros. TV for a direct-to-series order on a Young Sheldon spin-off that focuses on the characters of Georgie and Mandy. Young Sheldon executive producers would be behind the spin-off series as well, and are expected to write the first episode together. And here's the twist. The Georgie and Mandy spin-off is being planned as a multi-cameral comedy, unlike the single-camera Young Sheldon. That will be the first time a multi-camera sitcom was spun off to a single-camera comedy. So like the Big Bang Theory went to Young Sheldon. So I think that's going to be so exciting. And then Montana Jordan and Emily Osment, who played Georgie and Mandy, they would be the ones to be in the show as well. So they would reprise their roles on this spinoff. I am so excited. If you've never seen Young Sheldon, it's such a good show. Just a really easy watch, and you really do fall in love with all the characters. And it's just a really good show. And I'm excited for this, because I was so sad when I knew that they were canceling it. And now that they're going to have another one, I hope that the other characters might pop in. And I'm excited. So go CBS. Thanks for making this happen. So fun. All right, let's do our next story. Lady Gaga posts photos of herself in a recording studio teasing new music. First of all, there are so many artists that are coming out with new music, and I'm loving this. I'm obsessed. I love Lady Gaga. I love her music. And she posted on Instagram 2 photos on Instagram from the recording studio on Monday. And she was in an oversized sweater and a dramatic pair of platform black boots, and had headphones over her ears. And then there was a guitar. She captured it with a black heart and then the musical note instrument emojis. And I am so excited. She shifted her focus away from music in the last few years as she was expanding on her acting career in A Star Is Born, House of Gucci, and is set to make her debut as Harley Quinn alongside Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which I don't know if I've talked about that, but I think they're coming out with another Joker. But Lady Gaga will be Harley Quinn. I think she will be an amazing Harley Quinn. But also there's so many Joker spin-offs. Like, what is this? I don't even know what number it is. But yeah, I think that would be really exciting if she comes out with music. Now if Rihanna will just come out with music. Please, Rihanna, please. I'm begging you. Thank you for listening, Rihanna. Love you. Next story, which this is some more legal news. I feel like I always have a legal story in my episodes. Where did it even go? I lost my story. Hello? It's gone forever. I'm just kidding. Found it. Okay. Todd and Julie CHRISLEY receive $1 million settlement in 2019 lawsuit against tax official. Can I just say that I am still not over the amount of time that they got in jail for their crimes. The punishment does not fit the crimes. I feel like rapists get less time in jail than they did, and I'm just annoyed and frustrated because, like, what the heck are you doing? Anyway, so they will receive $1 million settlement from the state of Georgia that the couple filed against a former state tax official. So according to court documents, both parties, the CHRISLEYs and Joshua Waits, the former director of the Georgia Department of Revenue's office, agreed to the dismissal of the lawsuit with prejudice, and then the CHRISLEYs notified the court that they'd settled. We've been saying for months that the criminal case against the CHRISLEYs was highly unusual and had real problems. This settlement is an encouraging sign. It's nearly unprecedented for one arm of the government to pay money to defendants when another arm is fighting to keep them in jail. And then, so they're still serving their prison sentences for bank fraud and tax evasion. Todd CHRISLEY is not supposed to get out until 2032, and then Julie is not supposed to get out until 2028. Like, I just don't understand. And I feel so bad for Savannah CHRISLEY because I think she took control or parental rights or whatever over Chloe, their grandson, and why can't I remember his name? The little brother. Hello? I'm like, my brain's not working. But she has been fighting and fighting and fighting so hard for her parents. And I feel like this is like while it might be a small win, it probably does give them a little bit of hope for their case, and maybe they can get out earlier. And I hope they do. Obviously, you know, they did a wrong crime, but at the end of the day, they didn't like murder anyone. So the fact that they got just this long of prison time just is, I think it's awful, and I cannot imagine. Grayson, that's the son's name. Yeah. So I think Savannah has guardianship over both of them. But good for them that they won this. And $1 million, I'm sure, really will help out the family. I mean, that's a good bit of money. Obviously, they'll get taxes taken out, I think. But, you know, our last story of the week is about the Mean Girls premiere. So Mean Girls had their premiere, and Lindsay Lohan made a surprise announcement. She looked so gorgeous. I think she's so pretty. And a lot of people didn't know the movie was a musical, but it is a musical. It's based off of the musical. I saw the Broadway, well, not Broadway, but at the Fox Theater, I think it was, with my mom and sister, and it's so good. It has one of the best musical soundtracks ever. I still listen to it on Spotify, and a lot of people were like, oh, I didn't know it was a musical, and there was a video of people in the movie theater, and it's when the first song starts and everyone's like groaning like, oh my gosh, I know it's musical. But yeah, it's a musical, and it has really good songs in it though, so don't let that stop you from watching the movie just because there's songs in it. Also, the actor who plays Conrad is in the movie, which is so fun. I don't know anyone else who is starring in it though, but it looks like a really good movie. I guess it premiered Friday, so yesterday. And yeah, cast looks good. Tina Fey was in it. She was reprising a role, and I think someone else from the original movie was in it as well. But I think it'll be fun to watch. I'm definitely not going to go to the theater to watch it because I'd rather just watch it in the comfort of my own home. And yeah, looks like a good movie, so go them. And those are all of these stories we have for this week. So now we get to go into our final segment of the episode. Again, thank you to everyone who wrote in. I've been obsessed with reading your submissions, and it's so much fun. So make sure you submit because everyone wants to hear your crazy stories. So let's get into these. Our first one. I thought my boyfriend might be cheating on me, so I bought a random lip gloss that he's never seen before, and I put it under the passenger seat of his car. We were going out for date night, and I sneakily pulled it out and was like, whose is this? I was thinking if he was cheating, he would say that he had just bought it and try to cover it up. But he literally didn't even freak out or act weird at all. It was just like, I don't know, it's probably one of your thousands of lip glosses. So now I feel stupid and just had to get it off my chest. Okay, first of all, what I will say to you is if you are feeling the need to plant stuff in your boyfriend's car, I would take a step back and look at the relationship and kind of figure out where it's going wrong and where you're having trust issues. Because if he's not giving you a legit reason, well, if he said he thought he might be, I would just, I don't know, I get it though, because, you know, if he was and did say like, oh, that was like someone and like you bought it, then yeah, I would probably give you probable cause, but you shouldn't have to be planning things and trying to catch him in the act, because that's just like not good and healthy. So I mean, it's good on you. That's actually kind of smart, but I would take a step back and look at, this is not an advice segment. I'll just shut up. You do whatever you want. I mean, good for you. And what lip gloss was it? I'd love to know. Okay. And then we actually have 3 today because they were so good and I couldn't choose just 2. So let's go to our next one. My boyfriend's ex would send girls he was interested in a paragraph of what he liked and didn't like after he broke up with her. Okay, my boyfriend's ex would send girls he was interested in a paragraph of what he liked and didn't like, and would text him from her friend's phone when he blocked her. Okay, so a couple questions here. So your current boyfriend, his ex-girlfriend, would send girls that he was interested in a paragraph of what he liked and didn't like. First of all, how would she know who he was interested in, and how did she get these girls' numbers? That's very interesting to me. She seems a little crazy. And texting him from her friends' phones when he blocked her sounds even more crazy. So this girl seems like she has a few issues, and I just want to know where she's getting these girls' numbers. And like, what do you say to that? Like, imagine you're starting to date this guy, and then all of a sudden you get this text from a random girl being like, oh, just so you know, like, he likes this and he hates this. Like, that is creepy. That's really creepy. I've never heard of something like this before. Wow. Wow. I've never heard of this before. I would, you've heard of the ex continuing to text the boyfriend, like, take me back. But the fact that she's texting other girls and texting him after they've broken up, that's a little crazy. Sorry, girl. You need to figure your shit out. Okay, thank you for that one. That was actually really interesting. Okay, we'll get into our third one, though. This one is my favorite because this is so me, tailor-coded, and something that I would so 1,000% do. Because, I'm crazy, and I'll admit it, and what can you do? Okay. Hey, girl, not sure if this is the craziest story ever, but I had to get it off of my chest and thought everyone would enjoy the laugh. It was my birthday last month, and I wanted to get all of my girlfriends together to go out for dinner and drinks. One of my friends never responded, and so I kept following up with her just to see if she could make it so that I could make the reservation. She eventually responded and said that she was busy that day. I'm not a sensitive person, so it didn't bother me that she wasn't going, especially since everyone else can make it, but I just had this feeling like she was lying. Always trust your gut. That is what I will tell everyone. You have to trust your gut. This is where it gets kind of crazy. She has a side business, and so I wanted to see if my inkling was correct, and I made a fake Gmail account, uploaded a profile picture, the whole 9 yards. Oh, okay. I emailed her side business email account and asked if she was available the day I was having my birthday dinner. And wouldn't you know it, she said that she was 100% open all day and night. Yikes, sorry. I don't know what's crazier, her lying to me and everyone else in the group chat, or my fake email skills. Hope you enjoyed. Love the pod. It is pretty crazy that you made the email to see if she was lying, but also, what are you going to do now? That's what I want to know. Are you going to, because if you bring it up that you made this fake email account, you know that she's free, she's going to be like, you literal psycho. But also, that'd be kind of funny to be like, I know you're lying. Do you not like me or something? Like, are we not friends anymore? So I'm very curious what happened with that. Because if this happened last month, do you still talk to each other? Also, if you've written in and you have had like an update with your story, like this one, I would love an update and I would love to know. So if you ever have an update to something, please write it and I will, of course, make sure to read it. But I was not lying when I said that my viewers have some crazy stories. So thank you for writing in, and please write in if you have not written it already. But that was so much fun. Obsessed with these stories, obsessed with you guys, obsessed with like, you guys are so sneaky, and like the planning the lip gloss and the making a fake email, like it might be crazy, but us girls, we have to do what we have to do, Sorry about it. That's just how we are. Anyways, well, I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope everyone has an amazing weekend and an amazing week. We will be back next Saturday. I'm trying to stay on schedule so that you guys know to expect at the end of your week an amazing podcast episode on Saturdays. And as always, Please make sure you are subscribing to my YouTube channel. I upload my podcast videos every single week so you can see my gorgeous pink background. And, you know, if you just want to watch something, or if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure you give a 5-star review. That would really, really help me out, and I would so appreciate it. Give the YouTube video thumbs up, you know, leave a comment, subscribe. You can always email me, DM me, and I also have my link tree in my Instagram bio and in the show notes to submit a crazy story. And it also has all of the timestamps for the stories if you want to just see what we're talking about and skip to that particular thing. And yeah, I will see everyone, I guess, next Saturday, and we will get into some more hot gossip, hot takes, stories, and advice that will have you saying literally what? Bye, guys.